again. Welcome again to Gusto Life News. We'll bring you guys all the updates concerning music across the country. My name is Daki. You can spell it as Darki, and then you know it's double E. Quick one. I think for the fact that we're Nigerians, one of the factors that is attributed to us is that we are insatiable. For some days it was heat, and then we saw people coming out to say, "Oh no, it's hot here, can rainfall and back and forth." Now everywhere is a bit kind of cold, and people are like, "Yo, it's getting cold." Accra came out wearing a sweater because it's quite cold out here, and it just explains how much of a man nature we possess. We are just not satisfied, basically, and that's how God has created us to be. And it's our nature. We accept it, we embrace it, and then we fly with it. Anyways, to all our fans out there, I want to say a big thank you to you guys. You guys are really amazing. Thank you for what you guys have been doing. We love you guys so much. We really appreciate you. You are the reason we are doing all of this, and I will say massive thank you for your time, your efforts, and your consistency. It means a lot to us, and we are very, very grateful that you are doing all of what you do. At the same time, I also want to implore you guys, if you have a friend or you know somebody who is an Afrobeat supporter or who has a fave or something, a 30BG, an FC, an outsider, or a Terminator with Ashake, anything, just basically the fact that you stand somebody, this is a good time to just share our page with this person. Let the person come and see what we have to say regarding his or our fave. And trust when I say this, he or she is going to come back. And thank you for sharing our page with them. Also, you can now stream us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Please come through. We are waiting. Finally, we implore you guys to also put on your notification button so you'll be the first person to know whenever we drop a video post or a content. The news, like I always say, is buzzing. Then let's begin the news today with Davido. Recall that yesterday Davido came out to say the sum of 300 million naira will be given out to orphanages, and then he said today he would be giving us details on how the money is going to be shared. And we're sure that before the end of the day, Davido would have made that post on how the money is going to be shared. And when he does that, we would come back to your faces to give you guys how we intend to fix that money spending. Moving on, we saw Davido a good time album. I've just on Pandora Music, I've surpassed 106.5 million streams, and that's for a good time. And we know after a good time, maybe a better time, then it'll be timeless. But regardless, a good time for some persons still remain that project that is for some person, like I would say, is their best album. Similarly with Burna Boy, some persons still believe African Giant is Burna Boy's best album. For Wizkid, some person believe Made in Lagos is Wizkid's best project. Some believe it's Soundman and Volume 1. But regardless, fans always have this album that resonates properly with them. And I was saying where a good time, I've just surpassed 106.5 million streams on Pandora. Talking about Pandora, we saw these are the top 10 most streamed songs on Pandora. These are top 10 Davido most streamed song on Pandora. Leading the pack is Fall. Fall has done about 35.5 million stream. We have If. If has done 29.1 million stream. We have Fire. Fire has done 13.1 million stream. We have Risky. Risky has done 11.7 million stream. Assurance has done 9.6 million stream. BMM has done 8.7 million stream. Sensational has done 7.5 million streams. Kileu has done 5.5 million stream. Aye has done 5.2 million stream. And finally, Like That has done 5 million stream on Pandora Music. Moving on, we saw Davido speaking on a French interview, and this is something he would do regardless of the interview. We saw where he was asked questions, saying questions like, "What song do you listen to in the bathroom when you're about taking your bath and all of that?" And Davido had this privilege to put somebody on the spot, and then he said, "The artist I listen to is, according to him, said he's a Nigerian artist. So just so you're not confused, he's a Nigerian artist. He actually sang the song Egu, and that is Chike and Mohbad." Davido would not cease to always put Afrobeat artists on a big market. We've seen it with Pokole, with Chris Brown. We've seen it with Loj and Chris Brown. We've seen it with Loj even had to come out and say Davido was the one who introduced him to Chris Brown, and that was how big of an art Davido can be. Davido had to take Ashake to Chris Brown art party to make sure he also link up with him. Davido is always making sure everybody around him is growing, and nobody is left behind. This time, he actually came out to put Chiki and Mohbad song Egu um, on a big stage, and obviously we're sure that people will go back and see what song is that Davido will listen to in the shower. But then Egu, Chiki, and Mohbad really was a good project. Moving on, we saw Davido also was asked in an interview where he was asking what is his favorite song from the last album, and Davido's response was epic. He said it is always changing. Like he has never had one for a long time, always changing. But for now, as he's asked, his favorite song of the album is Namoni, which he featured Angelique Kidjo and Cavemen. That is his favorite song of the album. We saw where on Nice to Generals where he performed that song, and Cubana Chief Priest came out with bundles of naira, and then they kept spraying the money until the song was over. About 4 minutes on, Chief Priest kept on spraying money, like not spraying one by one, was spraying like consistently. Every second was doing about tens of thousands, I was kept on doing that till the song was over. That's how much they love the song, and at the same time, all his associates also love the jam. He was also asked his thought about sad music. Davido said he does not listen to sad songs. Basically, of all the songs he can listen to, sad songs, nah, he doesn't listen to sad songs. For his kind of person, you understand that he is an Afro person, so there are tendencies that he might or he would not like any form of a sad song. Moving on, we saw Ruga on his IG broadcast channel came through with he got the artist post where he said, I'm on the plane now. That's a good information because yeah, Ruga, you should be doing things. A lot of people want to see Ruga back on the road on his tour. After he left his label, Ruga has been a bit quiet, giving us grassroots in terms of music. But regardless, people want to see Ruga back on the road. We love seeing Ruga on the road, on tours, in shows, in arenas, doing his thingy, dancing with the ladies. That is something we know Ruga for. But then he has come out to give us in that yes, he is on the plane, but destination was not given to us. He only gave us where he said, I'm on the plane and I'm listening to my favorite Davido song of all time. You want to ask yourself, what is that song that Ruga must have loved from Davido of all time? The song is Like That. Ruga is saying like that is that song that he loved from Davido of all time, and he is in the plane actually listening to that song like that. Talking about Timeless and his numbers and his offshoots, yesterday was an offshoot for Timeless, charting in 51 countries. But then for today, we're seeing Timeless also moving up on the UK Apple Music album chart at number 62. It moved up to number 62. At the point the song was almost at 100, at point even left the 100 charts, but then it's back again at number 62. This cannot be stream fan. This only means that people are resonating with what Davido is doing at the time, and it just means that music at the same time is timeless, and everybody would actually benefit from it at one point or the other. Yesterday on Apple Music Nigerian chart, it was a whole back and forth. We saw the likes of Benson coming out as number one, Davido number two. Before the end of the day, we saw Wizkid coming back to number two, Burna Boy number three, Davido went back to four. But then, as I this morning last check, Davido is back to number two. So it's been a roller coaster of charts and numbers. Like people are trying to come back, and but regardless, it's all win for this Afrobeat artist. Just coming in, we saw Davido Feel off his Timeless album. I've just surpassed 51 million streams on Spotify, and that's a massive one. This song, a lot of people believe if this song were to be pushed as unavailable, it should have done more numbers than unavailable. Regardless, 51 million is not small numbers, and we say congrats for this major achievement on Feel. In the less than 1 year, he's done about 51 million streams. Massive, it's so impressive, and we're actually congratulating for that one. Moving away from Davido, we go straight to Omah. Omah, one of the most underrated artists, somebody who people don't give too much credit to. And I think for a fact, Omah does not even need your credit because he's doing good, he's making money, he's enjoying himself, he's on the road, he's selling out spaces, he's doing only where he can sell out. Omah will not do the 20K because I'm sure he knows his capacity and he's doing it to the best of his knowledge. And so far, Omah has had a successful outings when it comes to shows and arena. Yesterday, he was at a space in London where he, first and foremost, he sold out that space. He sold that space. People came out in their numbers. Now you need to understand what Afrobeat is doing to the world. A lot of persons really love Afrobeat, and they only need expression. They want to find a way where they can express themselves. Talk about footballers, golfers, basketballers, cyclists, different athletes. They all want to find expression in Afrobeat, and no wonder you're seeing the likes of um, Virgil van Dijk coming out to give credit to Omale, Ashake, and Rema for to be his playlist players in Spain. Vinicius Junior, Memphis Depay, Tchouameni, all of these ones are coming out to give massive support to Davido. We saw Omale recently was seen hanging out with Koduma at West Ham. Obviously, a great footballer who plays for West Ham, formerly for Chelsea, now for West Ham. Also with him exchanging jerseys and having private conversations. That is how big Afrobeat is getting every blessed day. And then still, while in London, we saw Omale coming out to bring forth Bella Shmurda, and Bella Shmurda came on stage, performed their song together, Pillow. And Pillow, we saw people loving the song, vibing to the song. Now, I kind of feel like Bella is doing something people are not seeing, because backstage, we also saw Bella Shmurda going back to meet Omale backstage alongside Nyanya. We saw where they were going to pop a champagne, and Bella was like, "No, I want to pop this champagne." The bromance was pure, the energy was pure, no bad blood, no bad feeling. Bella is that person who is like a connecting bridge between all young artists. We saw what it was. Mohbad, it was Mohbad's friend at the time. Omale is always there, and Victoni, name the artist, they will always be a Bella Shmurda around the circle. You can tell that he has learned a lot from Olamide. Moving on, we saw Omale at a point where he was overwhelmed and he was in this moment. He had to cry on stage, and you can understand with him because this is somebody who has done almost every part of the world, to Netherlands, to Turkey. He has been in different places of the world, and coming back to UK was just shown how much a successful artist he has been, and we got so emotional, and then we saw at the point where he had to tear up a bit, but he's a man, shake it off, and then went back to performing. But anyways, we actually understand where that was coming from for Omale. Moving on, we saw Omale again repeating what he did in Amsterdam. After that, we saw where he told his fans what he meant when he sang the song "Bend You," and we saw the stage. I need to give credit to the stage, the guys who designed the stage. Those guys were amazing. Amsterdam, we saw the same set where he took a girl, danced with her a bit, took her upstairs, and there was a big curtain reflecting light, and then you could just see shadows. And Omale was obviously giving with the girl in a compromising position to explain what "bend you" really means. In London, Omale did the same thing. I saw when brother the girl took her to a space, there was a big curtain that took over the street, lights, a spotlight on them that would give shadows. I saw told the London fans at the same time, this is what I meant when I sang "Bend It." So don't be confused. Don't have thought to it. This is my opinion. This is the original meaning of "bend you." And then we saw where it took the girl bending her and also putting her in a compromising position. Moving on to the turntable charts, we saw Kiss Daniel and Davido Twitter remix Lux at 7th non-consecutive week at #1 on the official Nigeria Top 100. It tallied about 3.66 million on-demand stream, #1 on streaming, and about 70.6 million in radio impressions. And that is why the song still remains #1 for the 7th non-consecutive weeks. Massive one. To Kiss Daniel and Davido for that major one. You can imagine what they've done on this song. The song is about a month old, but regardless, people still love the jam, always vibing to it, and they cannot seem to get over that particular line from Davido and Kiss Daniel. Amazing one. It just shows the effort is really giving at the time. The top 10 charts look like this. Twitter sit at #1. Egu, Chiki and Mohbad #2. We have Koma, Ariasta #3. Ashake, Only Me as #4. Different Pattern with Shuri Vibes #5. We have Only Ghost Omale #6. We have IDK, Whiskey and Zlatan #7. We have Cast, Charlie Poppy and Odumodu Black #8. We have Bust Down, Zlatan Ashake as #9. And then we have Everything with Victoni sitting pretty as #10. Moving on, we have Ashake as the next guy on the news. We saw Ashake is on a spree this year, on a different collaboration spree. So far, he has done about 2 songs. Only Me, Bust Down, and is going for the #3 one already. This one is with Central C, and it's going to be out on Thursday. So it's looking like it's the same run he had 2021, where he was having songs like almost every now and then. This time he's doing the same route, having so this is the second month. He's going to be doing 3 songs in 2 months, and that's really a massive progress. It just shows his consistency power is back. And the thing about Ashake is the fact that a lot of people will come and say he's declining, he's not having this run again, his tempo has gone down. But if you look at the chart, you are seeing otherwise because his numbers are impressive. They are still bossing on the chart. Now look at chart like the official top 100. We saw Ashake at the time had about, he has only me sitting as number 4. He has bossed down with Latan as number 9. So both songs this year are still in the top 10 charts. And recall that for the turntable chart is a cumulative figure of all DSPs, Apple Music, YouTube, Boomplay, Audiomack, Spotify. All of these numbers put together and what Boomplay, our turntable chart used in making sure these figures are assembled, and it only shows that Ashake really is doing so well for himself. Moving away from Central C, we saw Ashake, Saz Ashake and Guna Happiness have just surpassed 15 million streams on Spotify, and then for Saz, that is Saz's second most streamed song on the platform. 15 million streams, that's a massive one in less than 2 months. Yeah. Happiness, right, it came out last year actually, but then in less than 2-3 months, the song has done about 15 million streams. That's a massive progress, and you can give credit to so many persons, from Saz to Guna to Ashake, but regardless, Ashake really killed the part of the song. Moving on, we saw Ashake Only Me. I've just hit 5 million on double DSPs. I have 5 million on Spotify at the time, and then 5 million at the same time on Boomplay. That is how much progress. Now, for Ashake, yeah, his numbers are quite going together. So it's not a space where Spotify is doing 1 billion and Apple Music is doing 200 million and Boomplay is doing 50 million and Audiomack is doing 2 million. Ashake is this kind of guy who gives you 1 billion on Spotify, is giving you 900 million on 1 billion on Spotify, is giving you 900 million on Apple Music, is giving you 920 million on Boomplay, is giving you 980 million on Audiomack, and YouTube is giving about 900 million. So basically, all his figures are simultaneously closed. What it means is that he has fans from every walk of life, the rich, the poor, the middle class, everybody are listening and streaming to Ashake. Moving on, we saw Fireboy and Ashake came through an hit song at the time when they called Bandana. Bandana have also just surpassed 104 million streams on Spotify. Amazing one. Kudos to Fireboy for that one. But at the same time, massive kudos to Ashake for jumping on the song. The video was amazing. TG shot the video, and you can just tell when you saw that kind of work, you can tell that you must expect a classic video from that shoot. Bandana is one of those songs that you might not pay attention to, but if you listen to it, it is always evergreen. And moving on, we have Adekunle Gold, who for some reasons best known to him. I think this is an hint because for last year he was Tio Tequila, and then we saw on his Twitter page everywhere Tio Tequila was the brand. And then for this year he has switched up to Big Fish. Could this be the album name? For last year we all know that Tio Tequila was the album name, and album did pretty well so far, pretty well. But then he had decided to change this from Tio Tequila to the Big Fish, and it becomes a question: is that the name of the album? While we're still pondering about that, we saw yesterday The Life I Chose, that's his new single, was supposed to be out by midnight, but for some reasons best known to Adekunle Gold and the team, they came out to apologize, saying they said at 4 p.m. tomorrow, no verse, we move. So basically, really the what they say, it's more looking like not just him, maybe a couple of persons, but basically 4 p.m. today, we are going to be eating good food from Adekunle Gold called The Life I Chose. Finally, on the news, we have Charlie Poppy coming out to give us what life used to be for him before. He came out to say, I remember when I used to go out at night just to go freestyle in Benin City clubs, hoping I would get paid money so I can go home and give my mommy. I remember when they always collect mic from my hand if I to perform, also say I be upcoming. I remember when they pay me 5K to perform for Uniband. Many things they way I remember. Basically, every upcoming artist out there who doesn't have finances, who doesn't have an helper, would have gone through something like this at a point or the other. But then this could serve as a motivation to you that regardless if you have a talent in there, one of these days is going to come forth. And when it comes forth, consistency will keep you at the peak, at the pinnacle of success. My name is Daki. We'll catch you guys on the very next one.